And so I think there is some good with taxes, but is it theft? Probably, more than likely, because now it's not just tax on, like, hey, you're going to take a percentage of my paycheck. You're taking like a crap ton of my paycheck. And then I'm also getting taxed on every single thing that I pay for after my check has been taxed. So, like, I'm making a small minute, and then I'm getting taxed a massive thing, and then I'm getting taxed on the house, taxed on the food I buy, taxed on the gas, taxed on this, taxed on that.
Yep.
And it's, yeah. So is it theft? Probably, in my opinion.
So, I mean, my check, I know that I bring home 5% of my overall gross. So, I mean, you got to think I'm losing 45% off the top between taxes and insurance and all those kinds of things all right off the top. But at the same time, you can't opt out of those. So at that point in time, I don't know if you saw the video I sent from Andrew Facelio, where it basically says that taxation is not really theft, it's more extortion. Because if you don't pay it, where do you end up?
Prison.
So, I mean, you have to pay it.
Yeah.
You have to give it. I mean, sure, there's some ways where you can try to work some loopholes and pay less, but you're still paying regardless, unless you just stop existing.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole thing, right? Like, so the government now owns everything, and now you go back to what we talked about last time. It's all about control. So you have to pay to die. You have to pay to breathe air. You have to pay to live. You have to pay for this. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for your kids to be taught. It's like, 100 years ago.
That's why you homeschool them.
Yeah, 100 years ago, it wasn't like that, And
homeschooling is like, it's super expensive now, too, for families.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's getting very expensive.
That is true.